it wouldn't be, a post-COVID discussion without asking what your views are on the future. So I mean, what's front of mind right now for you? Is it the recession? Is it material prices and inflation? Is it interest rate rises? And what is your, are you feeling optimistic or pessimistic about the market going forwards?
Um, in all fairness, this is quite, I'd say probably say 2, 3 years ago, I used to be quite emotional, and emotionally driven by basically, I used to be reading all these reports, listening to everything, trying to basically gather all the facts and everything. And then I realized I was wasting a lot of my time, in all honesty, because all that does is it just changes your perception, and it just almost like clouds your judgment over things. So I then, like a couple of years ago, just went to a point of view of saying, you've got to continue to be optimistic. At the end of the day, we're building businesses. No matter what happens in the economy, what happens in the wider landscape, you go back to basics. You're buying properties, you're renting them out. There's always going to be supply and demand, and we've gone through probably one of the toughest periods, which is COVID. And if everyone's got out of COVID on the other side, I think whatever comes to us, whether it's another black swan event or whatever, we're ready for it because we've been through some really tough times. So I'm really optimistic. I'm also optimistic because the government got so involved in 2020. I'm optimistic that they will still get involved and they'll still be able to kind of support whatever happens. Um, my genuine view on interest rates are, this is a bottleneck. Interest rates are going to go up, but they're going to plateau off and then come down at some point within the next sort of 2 years, maybe 3 years. So for me, probably you can say about interest rates optimistic over the long term that they will come down because there's this breaking point between which they start to basically break the whole system, whether it's the governments, businesses, individuals, they will break the system. So we're so used to low interest rates. I think over the long term they have to stay low. So this is all a very short squeeze at the minute just to kind of get it up for inflation's sake. There's also a bottleneck going on with a lot of the mortgage lenders at the minute because they've taken on so much workload. So essentially what everyone's done is they've pulled their workload forward from refinancing in 2023. Let's refinance now because we can lock in a 5 year rate, and that's increased the workload. So this is all bottlenecks. But just to summarise, I'm quite optimistic. I think over the long term, property is always going to do well. I think demand is there, and the demand on the rental side is incredible at the minute. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I agree. I can definitely back that up with our the input we get from Jess, our lettings manager slash basically runs our business for us now. Just seeing that the demand that she sees on a daily basis is phenomenal. And rental property is pretty much recession proof, right? Like rents go up in a good market, and people want to rent in a down market because they can't buy.